Hello, 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 beautiful people. Welcome to Good Morning with me, Miss Misty B. Today's guest is someone who is so near and dear to my heart. Many of you may recognize her from season 3 of Ready to Love. Her name is Joy, and I just simply know her as Miss Joy Hutton. She is someone who is phenomenal. And everyone always asks me once they find out if I know her, hey, did she find love? So guess what? You guys are going to find out shortly. Stay tuned. We will be right back after this break. Let's find out if Joy found love on the show. And let's learn all things about Joy. I'll see you guys in just a second.
Move up at Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 Cadillac XT4 Luxury Collection for only $319 a month. The new 2021 Cadillac XT5 Luxury Collection for only $399 a month. Both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase either and enjoy 1.9% APR for 60 months plus bonus cash. Gulf Freeway just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. Ron Carter Cadillac.com.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Yeah. Oh boy. I'm going old school on his butt.
Let's play a game. I'm a savage.
Come on.
Whoa.
Hey, any I let him still attached. Ooh, everybody right, but you
I got it.
Ooh,
She got me.
classy, bougie, ratchet.
Granny's out here having a martini at halftime.
Haters gonna hate.
I'm a
Space
savage.
Jam,
Yeah.
July 16th.
Welcome back, everyone. I have someone in the studio who is making me laugh already. She is sweet and she is someone absolutely amazing. And you may know her. Her name is Miss Joy Hutton. Joy, thank you for joining me today.
Hey.
Don't come in here acting shy. I know you all too well.
Hey, girl, hey.
That's the Joy I know. Now, Joy, I have to, you know what?
I mean, you told me to calm down just a few seconds ago, so I had to, ease into it.
Now you want to listen. Anyway, let me tell you, when people find out that I know you, can you guess what the one question is that I always get?
One question. It's either about my hair or about Jay.
It Ready to Love. They come in. So are they still together? I'm like, ask her. I am not telling her business. So let's clear the record. You update everybody because I'm not telling anybody anything. What's your status on your love life?
Jay and I are not together.
Okay.
So that's that.
In the end. All right, moving right along. So you said the other question is your hair. That is it too. I also hear people say, what does she do to her hair? Is all of that hair hers? I know the answer.
Right.
Can you let the people know?
Yes, it's mine, and it's a full-time job.
It's a lot of hair. Joy, you have just as much hair as you have body. Literally, you do. If you scale probably lose 20 pounds if
I
you
probably
cut your
would.
hair.
I probably would.
You and I have some really, really good conversations.
We do.
And I promised these people when I did this show, I need all things authentic.
Absolutely.
And all things transparent.
Right, but she didn't have my wine now. Is what I'm saying.
I didn't have your wine because it's early in the morning. We will do that later, my dear.
Mimosas? I mean, something.
Joy. I want seriously, because people always know you from Ready to Love.
Yeah.
So my question for you, who is Joy?
Who is Joy? Well, I'm from Chicago. Gotta let the people know that, because if you didn't know, now you know. I'm from Chicago. I went to school in Maine.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I went to college in Brunswick, Maine.
Okay.
Bowdoin College. So if anybody ever watched Grey's Anatomy, McDreamy wore the Bowden shirt all the time, so shout out to Bowden. I have a master's in public administration, working on my MBA at Duke. And let's see, I speak 4 languages.
You speak 4 languages?
Yeah.
I only know of 2. What is,
Yeah.
okay, so I know you are fluent in English and Spanish. What are the other 2?
I speak a little French.
Okay.
And a little Vietnamese.
Okay, really?
Yeah. I
How
dated
did
a Vietnamese guy back in the day, so I'm equal opportunity.
And
okay?
I thought I knew you.
Right.
Don't know
Yeah.
who you are. Okay, but what else? You didn't mention your business.
I know, I'm getting to that. You want to know who I was, so I'm telling you all the things.
Okay.
So yeah, I have 2 businesses, really 3, because I have a podcast called Beauty-ish Radio that I do with my best friend Lydia. And I also have a consulting firm, a management consulting firm, Joy of Consulting. We like to say that we manage the chaos of people and processes.
Ooh.
And then my most recent business that I launched last year is On The Go Glam. And it's an on-demand platform that delivers beauty services to you in the comfort of your home.
And you're glammed up right now.
Yes,
So are you one of
hair
those makeup
done.
artists?
I am not. No. That is not my ministry.
It is not, listen, I understand.
Right. We have independent contractors that go out and they come to you. They do your hair, makeup, nails. We got men too, licensed barbers.
Oh, okay.
So men can get a haircut. They can get their faces groomed, get a mani and pedi too, because there's some men into
You are
keeping
a
themselves
true
together.
Capricorn. You know that? You are a true. Who has this many businesses and still has a life?
You, me?
No. I don't do half the
She
stuff
got
that you do. Okay. Now, you know what we're going to talk about today, right? Well, we always talk
What?
about on the phone.
What? Yes.
You ready?
Are we ready?
Joy.
Oh Lord.
I was so excited to do this interview because I'm like, I'm going to ask her this question, that
Yeah.
question. So you said something to me earlier this year. We were on the phone and you
Yeah.
said, Misty, I just want to go on a real date.
Yes.
I have not been on a date in a very long time.
Yeah.
So many people are interested in you since Ready to Love. Question for you is, how would you want someone to court you?
I'm more traditional.
Okay.
I feel like I've met so many guys that want you to do the work. And I'm like, wait a minute, what is this? Is this the new culture of dating? Like, I don't understand it. And so I feel like guys really want you to pursue them. I just want to be pursued. I'm not used to, I know when a guy likes me when I hear from them every day, and we don't have to talk for hours, but send me a message. Let me know you're thinking about me. Ask me some questions about myself. These guys, I don't know what's happening, but it's like, okay, I met a guy and I didn't talk to him for a whole week until he wanted to get together. And I was like, so what is that about?
What did he say? I'm curious.
He just said, oh, I'm, just the frequent communication is not something I'm doing right now. Or what? And I'm like, where they do that at?
That is so weird. Okay, but you didn't. Okay, so you said.
And there was, there's more to that, but we're not gonna
go there.
but
But tell me, so how would you want to be courted? If you met somebody brand new, you meet
Yeah.
today, they say, hey, I'm interested in you.
Yeah.
What would you like to see next?
go on dates. Just go on dates. I don't know. Like I said, this new age dating, I meet guys and I'm just like, what is happening here? When a guy is intentionally pursuing me, that's what I like. Let's go on a date. I'm not going to be at your house all the time. You're not going to be at mine. I'm like, what is this, your dirty little secret?
Ooh,
We're not going to be doing that. We're not going to be doing the booty calls and just at each other's house all the time. Like, let's go out. That's how you get to know each other. You spend time with each other. And for me, it's quality time. Quality time can be spent at the house, but are we being creative with that time? Or is it just,
What's creative? What does creative with that time look
play
like?
games,
Okay.
watch a movie,
Okay.
Cook.
Okay.
So many different things that you can do just
Besides
at home.
Netflix and chill?
Besides Netflix and chill. Let's do a wine tasting at home. We could do a beer tasting. I'm open to that too. But just being creative is so important to me because I feel like if I was a dude, I'd be creative.
Right, right.
I'm creative even now, even with guys. Some guys want to take control of dates, which I like because then it takes all the work out of me having to think about things. But I'll make suggestions as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's just like, be creative. I just feel like people are not creative anymore.
So what
And
are you
it's
running
just,
into?
Let's just sit up on the couch and look at each other and
I know. You look nice. So do you. But what are you running into, Joy? So what has been your experience? You know, we've both been married. We've been divorced. What has dating been like since divorce?
Man, it's been a lot. I had a guy that wanted me to fly to where he was, and this man asked me if I could fly on Spirit Airlines.
Joy, you told the man you couldn't fly on Spirit Airlines?
I said, absolutely not. What? I'm not getting on Spirit. I wouldn't get on Spirit for myself. So I'm definitely not getting on Spirit Airlines for you. And if you try to put me on Spirit Airlines, then you can't afford for me to be there.
Oh, fair enough. So
Simple
is it
as
safe
that.
to assume you didn't go?
Of course I didn't go.
I mean, I know the answer to this, but this is fun for me.
I was like, no.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just, I got stories for days. You know I got stories
I know
for
you
days.
do.
But I remember when I started first dating after my divorce, I got ghosted.
Really?
Yes. and
Because
I was
let me
like,
tell you why I'm asking
do
you these
people
questions.
not communicate anymore?
Joy, let me tell you why I'm asking this. Because people don't think stuff like this happens to
Yeah.
people like you and I. They
It's
think you have it
so
all
real.
together and people do this. And it's not
No,
true.
I deal with clowns too.
So what
All
hap-
the clowns.
So tell me what happened when he ghosted you.
I mean, so at first, you know, here's the thing. I'm a benefit of the doubt person. I just said that yesterday. And I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. So I said, okay, I'm going to call him, you know, so it's not one side. I'm going to go, hey, just giving you a call. And he was like, oh, I'll call you right back. Never called back.
Ever.
And so I was like, But I really think it's because I kept asking questions about his age because he looked older than he said he was.
So you.
And this was a few years ago, and I was like, so are you really 40? Because he had a head full of gray hair. He looked young in the face, but I was like, ugh.
Joy, wait.
So you said you were 40? And I asked him, so here's
Wait,
the
Joy,
thing.
wait, we have to go to break. Hold on. We are not on the phone, okay? This is a whole television program. Guys, we're going to be right back after this break. Joy is hilarious. Stay tuned.
Move up at Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 Cadillac XT4 Luxury Collection for only $319 a month. The new 2021 Cadillac XT5 Luxury Collection for only $399 a month. Both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase either and enjoy 1.9% APR for 60 months plus bonus cash. Gulf Freeway just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
Yeah. Oh boy. I'm going old school on his butt.
Let's play a game. I'm a savage.
Come on.
Whoa.
Hey, anyway, I let him still attached. Ooh, everybody right, but you
I got it.
Ooh,
She got me.
classy, bougie, ratchet.
Granny's out here having a martini at halftime.
Haters gonna hate.
I'm a
Space
savage.
Jam, July 16th.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Welcome back, everyone. So Joy's gonna finish this story about how she got ghosted. Okay, so you were asking him about his age.
Yes, so here's the thing. This is when I realized I probably am being ghosted. So the last time we went out to eat, I asked him again. And so he's like, you've asked me this question 3 times. So the fact that he knew how many times I asked him the question, he was mad. And I was like, well, I did. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, it's just the gray hair just kind of throws me off a little bit. So yeah, after that, I didn't hear from him, and like I said, I called him, and he's like, "Oh, I'll call you back." Never called back. So at that point, I realized, okay, that's
He's
fine.
ghosting me. Yeah, it's okay.
It's fine. But it's like, really, just say, I'm offended. People don't use their words; they don't communicate, and I just feel like, why?
Okay, so
Let's be
speaking of
honest, we're
communication, right? So speaking of being honest in communication, women like you and I, we may come across. So you and I are ready for love, okay?
We are ready.
Okay, and I'm using it, okay? Pun intended. We are ready for love.
Yeah.
But what happens, sometimes we meet men who say, well, you're absolutely everything I want. You're the whole package. However, I'm not ready. I can personally tell you, you know my story.
Right.
I have definitely tried. I'm going to make you ready.
Right.
Because you have all the qualities I want too.
Yeah.
So what do you mean you're not ready?
Exactly.
We have to stop doing that. We
do.
have to listen to what people say.
That part.
So that part. So when they do communicate, unless this is that woman to woman, when they do communicate, Joy, and say, hey, I'm really not ready, what's your advice for women?
I mean, you have to believe a person when they say it the first time. Everybody's heard that Maya Angelou quote. Like, the Maya Angelou, she said, believe, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. And it's true. Usually people drop little hints here or there, or they just say it outright. Like if a man says that he does not want children, believe him. Don't try to change his mind and say, but when we fall in love, maybe he'll want to have kids. No, because then what that's going to turn into is resentment if you do have children with this man, and he will hate you for the rest of those children.
Well, dang, I hope it doesn't go that far, Joy.
No, I'm just saying, I've seen it happen where people resent you because then it's like, you wanted these kids. He said he didn't want kids. So I had an incident like that where a man told me he did not want children. And I was like, okay, then the buck stops here. I'm not going to try to convince you otherwise. I really liked him, but I'm like, if that's what you say, I feel that you are saying this to me because you feel strongly about it. Can't change people's minds.
You
and
cannot.
We may think that we can change people's minds, but no, people change their own
You are
minds.
not that powerful. You are powerful, but you're not that powerful to change somebody's mindset.
You might be, but you're going to pay for it later in some way.
Now, I'm going to ask you a question from all sincerity, from my heart.
Okay.
How are you?
How am I? That's a weird question for me these days.
Okay.
I was watching a movie, interestingly enough, and she got mad when people asked her that question. And I don't necessarily get mad when people ask me that question, but it is an uncomfortable question for me to answer.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
So, because some days I'm not okay.
Okay.
And it's like, are people asking me because they want to know, or are people asking that question as a formality?
So let's touch on that really quickly. And for those who don't know, unfortunately your sister passed unexpectedly last year. Your baby sister.
Yeah. My only sister.
Your only sister, your only sibling in this world.
Yeah.
I know that you struggled with this.
Yeah.
Joy, a lot of people don't know how to deal with people who are grieving.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give for friends? Someone has lost a loved one. We can't sweep this under the rug.
Right. It's definitely not.
It's been less than a year since Gianna has passed, correct? How do you, and people think, like you said, you see me on social media and you think I'm great. No, I have a brand to run.
Exactly.
So what tips, what advice would you give?
I think it's just not, I want to say this. When someone passes, one of the things that really frustrates me is when people ask what happened. And I think that's a very invasive question to ask people, because you're forcing that person to relive that. And so I don't think it's an appropriate question to ask. Let that person tell you on their time, on their terms, what happened, because that's trauma. And so, one, don't ask what happened. Two, if you don't know what to say, then just don't say anything, or just say, I'll pray for you. I'm thinking about you. Because sometimes people say, oh, it'll get better.
How do you know?
Right. Or that person's in a better place. I don't feel like that. I want my sister here now. So people say things, and what I realized in going through this process is, one, I have channeled my anger in other outlets. Thank God for therapy. Thank God for healing. But I have channeled my anger towards people who say things like that, because what I've realized is we're not taught to deal with grief. Where did we learn to say sorry for your loss? Offering my condolences, sending prayers up. Where do we learn that? Where do we learn that? And so we're not really taught how to deal with grief. And so I say, and other people have said it too, if you don't know what to say, just don't say anything at all, except I'm praying for you, I'm thinking about you, you know. And it's natural to say, let me know if you need anything. But if you tell somebody that, then be there. Be present for that person. Offer prayers, offer love, offer yourself to be present. Because for me, like, I know we've gone out at times and maybe we haven't even talked about my sister because we're just in that moment. And so it's being present for that person. Offer to drink wine, come over, hang out. And I don't necessarily, and I think people are like on eggshells because they're like, well, do I say something? If I say something, then I'm giving you the space to be there with me. But if I don't say anything, then don't talk about it.
Gotcha.
You know, because people are like, well, do I ask? Do I say anything? And I get it. It's just, even being on the other side, it's uncomfortable because you don't know what to say. But I think it's being present for that person. So yeah, how I'm doing, I'm pushing through. You know, my therapist put it the best way possible. It's like dealing with an amputated limb. You learn that you have the sensation of that arm being gone, but it's gone. And so you're learning to live without that arm. And so I'm learning to live without my sister being here because she's a part of me. And so am I okay? Some days are better than others. You know, so my response to people, today's a good day.
I like that.
Yeah.
And you know, when I ask you, how are you? I'm a person who genuinely asks people, how are you? I don't want a surface level response because, and I'll tell you, so, you know, we talk about therapists and all that. And I remember one time my therapist was like, you're always asking people, how are they? Ask yourself in the morning, how are you? And so for me, it's like in the morning, sometimes I'm pulling out that emotional wheel chart. How do I really feel? Trying to figure it out because I don't know. So that's interesting when you said that sometimes it is an uncomfortable place because it makes you dig. It makes you go in here and like, what am I really feeling at this moment?
And I think for the people grieving too, it's okay not to be okay. Take the time you need and don't be on anybody else's timeline. Because I've had people say, oh, well, her mother died 20 years ago and she's still, who are you? Who are you to impose those timelines on people's grief? So, you know, it's still very fresh for me. Yes, I'm out because I have to continue living. That's what you have to do.
If you want to live.
Right, if you want to live. Otherwise, you just shrivel up and die. You know, but that's not what my sister would want. And I don't think that's what any of our loved ones would want for us but there is some guilt associated with that because you're happy on happy days. I'm like, I feel bad for being happy sometimes, but I also know that that's what she would want for me.
Absolutely. You know, I love you. You know, you know that?
Yeah, I love you.
You know, you're like kind of like my spirit sister. I kind of deal with you. Okay, now I got to end this segment on a good note really quickly. Okay. So I want to take a part of this show and I want to do something called Girlfriends and Cocktails.
Okay.
You want to come with me?
Do you have a cocktail?
Not today, Joy. But can you just see us out with cameras and just having authentic conversations? Because you and I go into places that we are not afraid to look in the mirror.
We're not.
We'll be like, okay, I messed up in this area.
I love that.
So you'll come and do it with me?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes, I love it.
Where are we going first?
You know it's got to be a wine bar.
We drink too much wine already, Joy.
You know they got liquor too. They have cocktails.
Well, thank you, my dear, so much for coming into the studio and having a real woman-to-woman conversation with me.
Thanks for having me.
I'm going to be right back after this break, guys. See you in just a second.
Move up at Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 Cadillac XT4 Luxury Collection for only $319 a month. The new 2021 Cadillac XT5 Luxury Collection for only $399 a month. Both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase either and enjoy 1.9% APR for 60 months plus bonus cash. Gulf Freeway, just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. Ron Carter, Cadillac.com.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Welcome back. Were you guys laughing at Joy and I? We have such good chemistry. We are always cracking up. We have some of the most amazing stories. You know, we talked about us both being married at some point, and unfortunately we've both been divorced. And the beautiful thing about it is something that feels like it has literally come to a complete end and is simply devastating that you can never, ever bounce back. But look at the both of us. We have bounced back. We have learned so much about ourselves. We have literally taken the time to go to therapy. We've taken the time to look in the mirror and be honest to ourselves. Like, hey, these are some things that I need to work on. Because if we never take accountability in this life, where will we actually go? You know, that's our truth. I hope you guys absolutely enjoyed the show. She is so much fun. So make sure you check out every single thing that she does. She's way more than what you saw on Ready to Love. I promise you that. As always, follow us on social, on Instagram and on Facebook at American Star TV. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Thanks for joining in. Bye-bye.